Good morning. Welcome to the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. We're so happy to have everyone here joining us today. I'd like to invite all of you to please start to settle into your seats. On behalf of the McAllen Chamber of Commerce and the McAllen Economic Development Corporation, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you today. It's our second annual City Manager Update. So we're defining this as we go, Ike. And we're grateful for all of our leaders, our business leaders, but our elected officials as well, who join us today. I want to thank all our city officials. We've got our commissioners. The Honorable Tony Aguirre is here. Pepe Cabeza de Vaca is here. Thank you, Commissioner, for your support. We want to thank our city manager, of course, who's our keynote speaker today, Ike Terwell. Thank you, Ike, for your support. His city management team, Michelle Rivera, Juan Olaguibel. Our city attorney, thank you, Austin, for all of your support to our organizations. I want to thank Chief Victor Rodriguez for all that you do as well to support our organizations. I know that there are numerous city directors. Thank you all for being here as well. And we're just especially thankful for amazing board members at the Chamber of Commerce, our chairwoman, Francie Jones. Thank you, Francie, for your leadership and support. We've got Brenda Ivory, Dalit Cantu, of course, Jim Darling, our past chairman, and Anita Moon here with us today representing the Chamber of Commerce Board. Representing the McAllen Economic Development Corporation Board, our chairman, Brian Lewis. Thank you, Brian, for being here this afternoon, this morning. Our co-chair, vice chair, Adrian Villarreal, board member, Angelica LaGrange, Nick Rhodes, Mike Williamson, I know he was walking in, and the other elected officials that joined us this morning from Hidalgo County, our Commissioner for Precinct 4, Eli Torres. Thank you, Commissioner Torres, for being here. Representing South Texas College, we have Mr. Paul Rodriguez. Thank you, Paul, for your support of the Chamber. Representing Texas A&M, our VP and Chief Operating Officer, Ernie Aliceda. Ernie, I see the purple out there, the maroon. And then thanking our McAllen ISD leaders, I saw Trustee Carrion. Thank you, Trustee Carrion, for being with us today. And Dr. Gutierrez, thank you as well for your support. And so many key business leaders here, Ike. I hope you feel the love in this community for you. We're so happy to be here today. And we can't do any of these meaningful programs without the support of our sponsors. I want to thank Nick Rhodes and Rhodes Enterprises for making today possible. We also want to thank the City of McAllen, McAllen International Airport, and let's hear it for Reina's Barbecue for the great lunch. Special thanks also to the McAllen Hidalgo International Bridge, to Ansalduas International Bridge, South Texas Health System, Vantage Bank Texas, Austin Bogus Foundation, Ruby Red, and of course Clark Chevrolet. These are corporate partners that support us and go above and beyond to really support this business community. So thank you for all of your support. We begin our program today by celebrating an important family to our community. Since the early 1940s, the Rhodes family has played a vital role in the growth and development of our community. Through their ventures in packaging, farming, and real estate, they've consistently created opportunities and they've contributed to the economic strength of our region. Under the leadership of Nick Rhodes, CEO of Rhodes Enterprises, the company has grown exponentially, setting a new benchmark in the development of master planned communities. Their work goes beyond building homes. It's about elevating the quality of life and shaping the future of the Rio Grande Valley. And in the last year, as I have begun my work at the McAllen Economic Development Corporation, it's been such an amazing pleasure to work alongside Nick, who's also on our MEDC board. He truly is one of the brightest and most forward-thinking minds in our community. It's infectious to see his energy and his vision and his genuine love for this region. It is not only infectious, but it really is inspiring to have a new set of eyes and a new momentum keeping our community moving forward. Nick, we're really grateful for your leadership, for your partnership, and for all that you do to continue to grow McAllen and the Rio Grande Valley. Please, a warm round of applause. Let's welcome Nick Rhodes up to the stage for a few remarks.
Thank you, Liz. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nick Rhodes with Rhodes Enterprises. We're happy to sponsor this event. Looking forward to Ike's update. A couple things before Ike gets up here. Wanted to thank all the city staff. We're real estate developers and home builders here in McAllen, and we go from Laredo to Brownsville and expanding up into Corpus, and McAllen's our home base. And it's been a great place to invest, and for other people in the business community here. Wanted to emphasize the reason of that's because of city leadership. It starts with city management, city commissioners, and how pro-business and pro-investment they are. The past few years has been tough for the housing market. If you read the news, not a fun time to be in housing in all respects. But the exceptions, the city of McAllen, if you look at all the numbers, continues to grow. Housing's up. It's a great place to do business. It's our best communities in our company. And that's not because of the geographical location, it's because of the people who make that possible. And Ike Towell is a big part of that. He's been a breath of fresh air. I think he's year 2 on the job, but if you haven't worked with him, he's exciting, a lot of energy, and has a great vision for the city. And I think that's what we're here today to hear about. So we're excited to hear from Ike and how we can continue to play a role in that. But really appreciate it, Liz. Thank you to the chamber, and thanks for being here. And we're looking forward to hearing what Ike has to say. So thank you.
Thank you, Nick. In just 1 year under Isaac's leadership, our partnership with the city has grown exponentially. Indeed, today it's stronger than it ever has been. And together we've built a program of work that has made a true impact, one that delivers real results for our small business community. This past year, Ike, we hosted more than 58 programs, over 360 chamber activities and events. We welcomed over 65,000 participants across all of our initiatives. We also launched new quarterly campaigns, investing nearly $100,000 in member marketing efforts that generated meaningful results for the small business community. And these ideas and these campaigns and the vision for the work that we focused on this year really came from our engagement with Ike. His real interest is using city dollars to promote our community and to continue to invest in small business and in industry. In a world where both industry and small business face obstacles almost at every single turn, it really is refreshing to have in Isaac a leader who focuses on solution and building pathways for success for every single chamber member and every EDC partner who we work with. And while I think it's safe to say that the honeymoon for Ike is over officially, it's been a year, we're genuinely excited for the work that continues ahead and for what we're doing to build success in McAllen. Ike, this is what true leadership looks like. Ya se acabó la luna de miel, pero lo bueno está por empezar. Bienvenido, let's welcome to the stage Ike Towell.
All right. Well, can I say good morning still? Yes. 2 more minutes. Good morning. How are y'all today? Good. For those of you who put microphones here, I'm sorry. I'm going to be like the mayor today. I've got to move a little bit. First of all, thank you all for coming out. I told some of you apparently all we have to do is buy some food and hire a clown and we'll get people to show up. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Jim, that's 2. Jim is counting the laughs. No, I really appreciate you all being here. This is not an easy thing to do. To take on a role in a city as robust as McAllen is, there's a lot of pressure that comes with this. Just ask my wife. She reminds me every day. But I've had a lot of support along the way. And I was supposed to say hi to a very young lady before I took the stage, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I want to give a shout out to one of my biggest cheerleaders, probably the biggest cheerleader I've had since I moved to McAllen in 1999. She happens to be 101 and 80 days old-ish. But Ceci Shapiro is right back over there. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ceci and my family go way, way back.
In case when you're speaking, I go out, it's not because I don't love you. I love you, but at my age, you have necessity.
That's true. Isn't she amazing? Isn't she amazing? All right. So that's my inspiration. I want to make it to be as spry as Ceci is at 60. That's 4, Jim. Okay. So I brought the budget, and I was going to talk about it, and we can if you want. I'll tell you, it's great. The City Commission passed it. We lowered your tax rate a tick, so you're welcome for that. The exciting thing is we could do that because value in McAllen continues to increase. And what I really wanted to talk about today is why does value in McAllen continue to increase? And I think it's because the Commission has challenged us, and we just talked about this at the press conference we had at the airport, to create a community of opportunity, to create a community of excitement, to create a community where there is something that is always happening. And as the municipality, as the government, I view our job as being the fuel for that engine. We're going to invest in what you need to be successful. And that is what we focus on in my office every day. Where can we take the excess dollars that we have in the budget? How do we invest those dollars into the community in a way that you can capitalize on it? And who is you? You are the mom and pops. You are the local businesses. You are the banks. You are the industrial developers. You are the ones that are growing this community. And so as I stand here today, really the credit goes to you for recognizing the opportunity that's here and taking advantage of that. To do that, we have to do a couple of things, and we do those things pretty well. We start with public safety. Every single day, public safety is first and foremost in this community, and a large portion of the dollars that we are blessed to be able to use go to that. We have some of, dare I say, we have the best in the state of Texas and probably the United States leading our police department and our fire department. I know the chief is here, and I want to give credit to the chief real quick. It's not an accident that McAllen touts itself, and you hear the mayor and the city commission talk over and over and over again about McAllen being the third safest, city in the United States, not in Texas, in the United States. It's not an accident. That happens only because of the level of expertise that is executing in the police department and fire department. So to the men and women that work there and their leaders, my hat's off to you. Investment, opportunity. We evolve, we innovate every day. I talk to Liz on a regular basis. I work with the management team at the city. We are constantly trying to come up with new ways to invigorate this community. And most of those conversations happen, I'm going to say, by happenstance. The most recent initiative that in a three-party agreement, relationship between the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, the Chamber, and the city's retail development office happened. We got a call. The office received a phone call from a concerned business. Things were tough. Tariffs were in place, sales at the restaurant were down. What are we going to do? And we looked at their situation and we said, maybe there's a way we can help you do something better. And so we sat down with the university, we sat down with Liz, and we're getting ready to announce a fantastic initiative that is going to work through the Chamber of Commerce with local retail to develop marketing and business planning in conjunction with the back-to-school business and the students over there. And so what a tremendous opportunity to help the retail community develop their marketing plans, work their budgets, but also allow students at the university to engage in a real-world exercise where they get first-hand experience on what it's going to be like when they finish the next 2.5 or 3 years, wherever they are in their program. How do they put it into practice? How do they hit the ground running? Part of what I recognize in building this community is that we we create the next level workforce. The world is primed and ready to come here. Where are my partners from AEP? Are they still here?
Yes.
Where are you?
Johnny was here.
I knew he was here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, he was here somewhere. Technology is coming here. Technology is coming here. Investing in our students, investing in the youth of this community is priority number one for me. Making sure that we have the workforce that industry needs to bring next level to McAllen is important to me. We engage with, and I'm thankful to my friends at the A&M campus from the Tres Lagos area to be here today. We are engaging with them in constant communications about how we can amp up their health-related programs, whether it's pharmacy, nursing. Is public health online yet? It's there. But healthcare is going to be next level and important for this region. We track very, very closely through our retail development office, the trends that are affecting and impacting you, the business community of McAllen. If you were at the press conference we had over at the Performing Arts Center the other day, we engaged a professor of economics from St. Mary's University in San Antonio, and she looked specifically, Dr. Belinda George Roman, looked specifically at cell phones that were homed in Reynosa, Texas. How she knew they were homed in Reynosa, Texas is not a mystery. She watched them. She made sure they stayed there for 2 or 3 days, that they hadn't gone to Mexico from the United States, but they were homed there. She recognized that when those phones came over, if there were groups of 3 of them, it was probably a parent and child, and so she discounted one. But she tracked those phones, and she tracked the spending habits of shoppers from Mexico coming to the United States. She watched them for 33 days. Big shopping weeks, let's acknowledge that off the bat, but 33 days, $60 million infused into this economy. That's a huge number. So we can't discount what's going on across the border as we look at this community. One of the things that we've been blessed with recently was a lot of money pumped into economies by the federal government. There was a lot of money that the city of McAllen received through ARPA funding, and we capitalized on that. We used it to fund drainage infrastructure projects and provide for basics, but that funding is gone. And so as we think about budgeting, as we think about what is next for McAllen, building opportunity and building the base is going to be critical to our continued growth. We can't think about how easy it was to have money and spend money. We've got to go out and start making the dollars that we need to provide you opportunity. And so we had the opportunity a year ago to make an announcement on Bowie. And rather than rush into that, we decided, let's take a step back, let's look at it, let's really think through what the potential is for this site. And we reworked it, we massaged it, we changed it, we talked about it, and there were a lot of conversations that went back and forth. But when you look at that 70 acres and where it's located, talk about an opportunity. An opportunity for prime housing. People from Mexico are looking to invest in the United States. We know that because we're there. It's not an accident. We know the kind of housing they're looking to invest in. Single family, condominium style, multi-level. We know that there's an opportunity there being in a retail corridor. And so to provide that in a very upscale way, in a way that, and I say that meaning exciting way, things that we haven't seen here before. Local, driven, but with some McAllen flair. A hotel, resort style, with attractions, so that we have, think about it, over 800 events a year at the McAllen Convention Center. That staff works hard. Is anybody here from the Convention Center? They turn that building over more than 2 times a day. That's incredible. And some of those conferences are multi-day conferences. With the proximity of that Bowie development to the Convention Center, think about the level of conference we can start attracting and what that will bring from our visitors. You know, when we look at our ad valorem tax base and the revenue we see from that and sales tax, you can debate. Do we want to see ad valorem tax outperform sales tax? Do we want to see sales tax outperform ad valorem tax? I want to see both of them competing with each other. As long as they're on a trajectory upward, we're doing something right. We're bringing people here and we're convincing them that this is the place that they want to stay. So I haven't given you a lot of detail, but I am happy to take some questions. The vision from my office, like I said, and I said this a year ago when I was here at the chamber when you all hosted me, when this city commission hired me, retail is my background. It's what I come from. It's the way my brain thinks. I am constantly looking for an opportunity and a way to make somebody else successful today. So I would love to take your questions and address the issues that you want to hear that my office are working on. So who wants to go first? Yes, sir, Tony.
I talked to him about nature tourism, sports tourism, and the future community.
Tony is convinced that one day I'm going to learn to like baseball. Write that down, Jim. Yeah. Big announcement with the work the Boys and Girls Club is doing on the old Bonham School property. How exciting is it to see that property turn into such a community asset? We are focused very, very heavily in culture, recreation, and entertainment. We know that there is a huge demand for that. That includes sports tourism. And so the City Commission has allowed me to invest in some properties that we will be able to convert into additional fields in the near future. We're still working through the planning on what those look like, how we spread them out, what exactly we put where. But there's going to be a very large emphasis on attracting sports tourism. We know, because we're there a lot, that there is a demand in Mexico to come compete here in McAllen, in South Texas. And we know there's an opportunity to take some of the competition from North Texas and bring it down to South Texas. So a lot of emphasis right now, still in the early planning stages, in culture, recreation, outdoor, sports fields. I don't want to get too much into the weeds. I'll say something and then somebody asks me tomorrow, when is that going to happen? But look in the next year, you're going to start seeing workshops with the City Commission. You're going to start seeing what that plan looks like, where we put it. And let me take this opportunity, because I know Dr. Gutierrez is here, we've got some trustees from the school district here. A lot of these efforts are going to require a tremendous amount of collaboration, coordination with the school district, and we are tremendously lucky to have the community partners that we have in places of leadership, like at the school district, that are open to engaging with us and working with us on these projects. Quinta Mazatlan is weeks, months away from completion. I was out there yesterday. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. When you look at what is being planted there, when you look at what the new gardens are going to look like, botanical gardens anywhere in the world, nothing. What we are going to have here is spectacular. And that wouldn't have happened without our collaboration, again, with UTRGV in participating with us in the Center for Urban Ecology, the school district, the public utility, the water utility, HEB. It's been a huge partner in that project, and we're excited about some announcements coming with our partners at HEB for that project. So just tremendous opportunities, Tony, for outdoor recreation, tourism. If you haven't been to Camp McAllen yet, I was there for the groundbreaking, and then I kind of left it alone for a while. Shame on me, I never took my wife there, so we're sitting around the house on a Sunday, and she says to me, you know, I've never seen Camp McAllen. And I said, well, let's go. What a fantastic space that is if you haven't been out there. Take a fishing rod, throw it out in the water, go for a walk on some of the trails through the mesquite. It's really beautiful, and it's right in the middle of town. I mean, who would have thought you could do that? Fantastic. Good point, Tony. Yes, sir, Jim?
You know, we spent a lot of time redeveloping our development code. Can you tell us the impact of that development, how that's helped development in our area?
Well, for everybody except Tony, it's going to make life better. Write that down, Jim. Okay, Jim asked me, are you going to be funny? And I said, I don't know. He said, well, I'm going to count, so. Write that down, Jim.
He's trying to break my record.
We weren't going to tell anybody that. Yeah, so the UDC, Michelle Rivera's here, our planning department, under the leadership of our deputy city, I was going to say city attorney, I've got to learn to turn that switch off. Under the leadership of Michelle and our development team, worked hard to rewrite what development looks like in McAllen. And so that process should be streamlined. Requirements are going to reflect modern trends. Mixed use is favored, less parking. Who would have thought? I know when I was a kid, first thing I wanted was a driver's license. So not even a driver's license, just give me a car. My kids are approaching 16 and they're like, I'll take an Uber. So I guess we don't need as much parking as we used to, Michelle. So that's coming down. Sensitivities built in there to light, making sure we've got proper shielding for light so that light pollution isn't ruining aesthetics. But the processes that come with that code should be very nice. Take advantage of it. If it's something, if you've always wanted to do some work on your current property, but man, the old code was a little restrictive, take a look at it now. We're going back through, we're rezoning a lot of the city. If we haven't gone to your area, there's an opportunity for you to do that, and the fees get waived because it's rezoning that we're going to have to do anyhow. So there's a lot of opportunity here. And that opportunity, Jim, good question, will aid in developments like what's going on at Bowie to really favor those mixed-use developments. I can envision areas of the city that are really primed for some redevelopment. It takes time, it takes vision, it takes a little bit of investment, but there are areas in Old McAllen that I think would really benefit as investors want to come in and rebuild some parts of the city to that code. So it's a tremendous opportunity. If you haven't taken a look at it, visit with Michelle. That's my plug for visit with Michelle. Write that down, Jim. Yeah, what else? And yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the desal project?
Yeah, I'll talk about the desal project. Adrian?
Tell us more about the bringing a new water supply to this area.
Yeah, so that desal. That was a major objective when I was transitioning over from the city attorney's office into the city manager's office. We had talked about, through several budget cycles on the MPU side, on the public utility side, the need for supplemental water sources. And many people probably don't know, we've got a couple of small wells that do supplement the water supply. That water is not so brackish that it requires special treatment. It can be pumped right into the system, and you may not know that we're doing that, but we've been doing it for years. As water became a very major conversation this legislative session, we recognized we needed to get ahead of that, and we had an opportunity to get ahead of that, and so we invested a lot of political capital in Austin, working with the Valley delegation and neighboring communities to make sure that the state government funded water projects at the level we needed. Right now, the public utility is working on a $300 million water desalinization project, small little project, that has, McAllen already produces excess water. We supply water to a lot of surrounding communities at times that they either buy water from us on a regular basis, or when their supply dwindles, they'll buy water that we already have. And we now have the ability to supply that water not only on the as-needed basis, but on a continuous basis. We've got connections and flow-throughs from multiple municipalities around McAllen, and so we really can get from western Hidalgo County to eastern Hidalgo County with a water supply that McAllen Public Utility can produce. And so that was a critical project, lots and lots of time, elected officials up testifying in front of the legislature, working with Chewy and Terry on a regular basis, having conversations about what those projects need, when they will need them, and making sure that the dollars from the state would be available as those projects came online. So The first round of funding, the City Commission approved a meeting or two ago, and MPU is getting ready to start construction on the first test wells and to get that project in the works. So that is a tremendous excitement. We know that power and water are going to be the keys to sustaining the industrial growth that this area is poised to see, and so we're investing heavily in those commodities.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir, Commissioner.
About the impact, economic impact of the Hudson Duos full cargo coming up, going to happen this year.
How could I forget that? I mean, we got Juan sitting here
I got you, man.
smiling and flagging me down. I'm like, don't forget me. Did you write that down, Chad?
Only that table was laughing.
So give me half a tick. Give me half a tick. Another tremendous opportunity. I had the pleasure to join the Texas Freight Advisory Commission this year, which is a subcommittee of TxDOT. I attended my first meeting with that group in Amarillo a month ago. I sat down, I didn't know any better, right? I was myself, I sat down at the table, and everybody knows, if you know me, I'm a little short when I talk to people. So I sit down at the table and they say, introduce yourself and tell us something we need to know about you. And so I'm thinking, okay, we're here to talk about freight and what's going on, and I didn't realize that wasn't a call for action. So I sat down and I said, my name is Isaac Swell, I'm city manager at McAllen, and TxDOT's completely missed the mark. We've got this bridge coming online, and Ansel Lewis Highway dead ends into the expressway at a stop sign, and that is not going to work. And everybody in the room stopped to look. I got an email the next day. Can we hold the next meeting in McAllen, and can you give us a tour of your project? Ansel Lewis full cargo is ready to come online. It is going to be CT-PAT FAST certified. It is going to be exclusive in those categories. What does that mean? That means that the cargo coming across that bridge is already predetermined, for the most part, to be safe, will be subject to minimal inspections and flow freely. We have met with logistics clusters, trucking clusters in Mexico. The difference for them, distance-wise, depending on where they're coming from, maybe 40 kilometers in Mexico to get from Laredo to our bridge. They will save an average of 6 to 7 hours per truck crossing the bridge. That is tremendous. So a huge opportunity to move commerce from Mexico into the United States, and we know that the cargo coming across our bridges within about 7 days winds up coast to coast in the United States. So tremendous opportunity. The impact that is going to have on this economy and the opportunity for industrial development and warehousing is off the charts. Juan, through our diplomatic communications in Mexico, has resolved the challenges that we had in getting Mexico to finish their side of that project, and so we are looking forward, again, in the next couple of months. Supply chain issues, we're still talking about them, yes. But as soon as we get the last bit of inspection equipment and booths in on the government side, we'll be ready to rock and roll there. So we are super excited and really thrilled with the job that Juan did in stringing that project together. It was politically complicated, required coordination between 3 local municipalities and 2 world nations, but Juan was able to do it, and the opportunity is incredible. Yes, ma'am.
Let's pretend for a moment I'm not your comms director, but today the governor made an important announcement and appointed you to TMRS. So
Yeah.
fraction, 2,600 employees you were representing, now more than 200,000. How do you feel about that?
I'm thrilled. I am a Texan through and through, and I've taken every opportunity I can to serve the state of Texas in whatever capacity I can serve the state of Texas. What I do know is, and I'll use that to segue into something that Liz and her team at the EDC have done phenomenally well, and that is stay plugged into the governor's Economic Development Office. And the governor has a very, very, very robust economic development agenda for the state of Texas. They are working very, very hard to bring high-tech industry to Texas. Liz is staying plugged into that. And what I told the governor's office when I met with them to interview for the appointment was that we need to make sure we've got a municipal workforce that is ready to support those efforts. and making sure that we've got a healthy retirement system that we can offer the employees that serve us, our community, is key to being able to do that. And so to be able to sit and help steward the $43 billion in retirement funds that board oversees is a tremendous opportunity and a great way for this community to stay plugged in to what's going on at the state level. So very excited about that. Thank you for bringing it up. And thank you to Liz and her team at the Chamber and MEDC for staying so plugged in to what the state messaging is. We've got to hear that. We've got to capitalize on it. Yes, ma'am.
So A&M's worked a bit with the city on veterinary needs in the area. Can you talk a little bit about the city's efforts relative to pet overpopulation?
Yeah, I have 2 dogs. I'm not adopting anymore.
Darn it.
And thank you for that. That is a great question. Michelle and I are working very diligently with the city's animal shelter provider, Palm Valley. We recognize those challenges. In fact, I received a letter, was it yesterday, Michelle, that we were looking at it, from a local veterinarian that expressed some concerns about pet overpopulation. There were some fantastic suggestions from that vet, and we're going to look at how we can work with PBAS to implement those studies. Pets are a challenge. We are proud of our animals, and they love to date. And so we have to help them do that responsibly. Spay and neuter. Did you write that down? We have to promote spay and neuter. That is the first way we're going to get the pet population under control. We've got to keep talking about responsible pet ownership. And we need to work with our local shelters to make sure that they have the tools and the resources to provide the services that the pet population needs. Places like A&M and at the university and other universities across the state of Texas that we've engaged with are willing to assist. And I'll be honest, we need to do a better job in our execution and integration of the services that places like A&M have in working with PBAS. But the city commission, probably 18 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, encouraged us to move ahead with some major investment into PBAS and its program. We are working with PBAS right now on designs for expanding the Lori Andrews Center as they get ready to shut down their Trenton location. We'll remain fully engaged in that project and working with them to do our very best to control that population. So good question.
I have a question.
Do you have a question or do you have a comment?
Question.
Okay.
Can you give any advice to business owners that are in specific industries in regards to the sunset process, the Texas Sunset Act? I'm just curious as to why you spoke of, you picked a specific industry to target for city and chamber initiatives. Why would you pick one specific industry with the sunset process coming into effect?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand your question, but I'll tell you this. My office, and as Liz knows, has been fully engaged in supporting retail in whatever your preferred endeavor is. Like I said, I come from a retail background, so retail is what I know, and I recognize that small business is the backbone of this community like it is so many communities. And so as we support your growth and provide opportunity for you to expand into new ventures, we look forward to hearing from you. I am accessible. If you don't have my cell phone number, ask about 80% of the people in this room. They have it. You have my permission to share it. Thank you to the gurus who invented call screening. You can now tell me who you are, and I'll be more likely to answer than force you to voicemail before I call you back. But please engage. I want to hear from you. I want to understand what your needs are. We want to make sure that we're providing the opportunity that the community needs to grow. It's the challenge that the commission gave us, and I take it seriously. I moved here in 1999. I didn't know that I wanted to make this community my home, but there is no place in in the places I have had the pleasure of visiting in my life that I love more than McAllen, and there's nothing more that I want to see than this community be successful. And so I look forward to hearing from you, I look forward to working with you, and together with the leadership from the City Commission, we look forward to providing you the opportunity to find the success that you're looking for. So Commissioner Ellie, we've worked on lots of drainage projects with the county. Thank you very much for being here. I was not going to let Liz take the microphone away from me without acknowledging your presence here today. It means a lot to me that you came out. I want you all to know that Ellie has been the most gracious person I've worked with at the county. She's come up to me at several ribbon cuttings that we've enjoyed, and she's looked around and she says, you know, I have a few extra dollars. I think we could put into this and make it even better. That's the kind of partner I love. So thank you for your enthusiasm and wanting to build this community.
Thank you, Ike. A round of applause for Ike. We're grateful for all that you do to serve our community, Ike, and thank you for everything you do for the Chamber and the EDC teams. Just a real quick announcement. We've got a great event coming up this next week where we honor some of our legacy leaders, 3 great visionaries. We honor Joe Vera. We're honoring McAllen, who did so much work for McAllen EDC and to really put us on the map. And we're also taking the time to honor Kirk Clark, who had for so many years been the heart of this chamber. And so as we commemorate our deceased loved ones, those are 3 individuals that have left a legacy mark in McAllen. Those of you that worked with them, that called them friends, please join us for a very beautiful tribute to their service and honoring their families and really just celebrating the best of what McAllen is. Ike, you're at the helm today and we celebrate you today. But more importantly, this chamber team, this EDC team, and this business community is working alongside you to make sure that we do the best for this community. So thank you all for being here today. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.